if you drive a car or own a home, then you've got a stake in who will lead California's largest consumer protection agency, the Department of Insurance.
KCRA 3's Mike Laurie joins us tonight with a look at two candidates running for insurance commissioner, and both are well known to Sacramento area voters, Mike.
That's right, Rob, because both candidates are Capitol veterans. Dave Jones is the incumbent. He's a Democrat, elected to the insurance commissioner's post 4 years ago after serving as a Sacramento assemblyman for 6 years. Meanwhile, Republican Ted Gaines is a current senator representing Roseville. He also runs his own insurance business.
So consumer protection is job one.
Insurance Commissioner Dave Jones is running for re-election. The Sacramento Democrat and former member of the State Assembly says he will continue to stand up for consumers.
They've been able to save consumers $1.6 billion in rates they'd otherwise pay by using the rate regulation authority for auto, home, and other property and casualty insurance.
His Republican challenger, State Senator Ted Gaines of Roseville, says he's got much more experience in the world of insurance.
I consider myself the ultimate consumer advocate as an independent insurance agent and broker, and I want to make sure that consumers have as much choice as possible.
The two candidates really collide over the issue of health care. Gaines is highly critical of the Affordable Care Act.
Are Californians better off or worse off today under Obamacare?
I think largely worse off. There have been hundreds of thousands of individuals that have seen their rates go up dramatically. They were individuals that had the care that they wanted. They've seen their deductibles double. They've seen their copays double. What we ought to really be doing is figuring out how do we reform health care. It doesn't have to have this huge intrusion of government and setting up Covered California, which is $1 billion bureaucracy that's losing money.
Jones admits the enactment of Obamacare has been far from flawless.
Affordable Care Act's not perfect. You know, Mike, we've had rates go up 185% on average, and the rates continue to climb even with the successful implementation of the Affordable Care Act.
Under the Affordable Care Act, President Obama pledged that patients could keep their own doctors.
Now we know there are cases where people have not been able to keep their own doctor. How do you reconcile that?
Well, that's right. We're seeing the health insurers with much narrower networks, meaning they have fewer doctors. One of the things that I'm working on as insurance commissioner is strengthening my regulations so I can hold the health insurers accountable to make sure they have an adequate number of physicians and nurses and hospitals and specialists to serve people.
Jones contends that consumers can have lower costs by voting for Prop 45 on the November ballot. It would give the insurance commissioner the power to regulate health care rates, something he currently cannot do.
Prop 45 does what 35 other states do, and that is provides the authority to reject excessive health insurance rates. It requires the health insurers and HMOs to publicly justify their rates.
But Gaines is firmly opposed to Prop 45.
I'm against it. And I just feel that, again, too much power in one politician, the insurance commissioner.
That's simply not true. As I said, 35 other states have done this, given this authority to their insurance commissioner. There's been no abuse, no conflict with the Affordable Care Act.
Jones points to his track record as commissioner in his bid for a new term.
We're very pleased to have arrested over 2,500 individuals committing insurance fraud. This is a crime that hurts all of us. It's not a victimless crime. We're very pleased to have restored over $300 million to consumers in their disputes with insurance companies. You know, we get 170,000 calls a year from consumers who have disputes.
Gaines wants more companies to offer homeowners insurance. California wildfires have made it tough for many people to find coverage.
Allstate has had a moratorium on homeowners since 2007. State Farm has 270 zip codes that have moratoriums where you cannot buy coverage through them. And so I would invite more competition within the marketplace.
Gaines says he wants more consumer choice, while Jones advocates for more consumer protection. Well, Democrat Dave Jones has a huge fundraising advantage over Republican Ted Gaines. Campaign finance records show Jones with a war chest of more than $2.3 million, while Gaines has just $14,000 cash on hand. That's according to latest records from September 30th.
Wow, so we've been inundated with a lot of political ads lately. Why haven't we seen a lot of ads on this race?
Because all the big money is on Prop 45, which of course gives the commissioner the opportunity to raise or lower health care rates. So that's where all the big money is coming in so far. The Yes campaign has raised $3.2 million, but the No campaign has collected $43 million, most of that coming from HMOs.
A lot of information. Thanks a lot, Mike.